What's going on, YouTube family? Welcome back again. Got this beautiful Martin D15 on the chopping block today, and going to make it playable. It's got super high action on it. A little bit out of tune. Let me show you this action before we start. If you remember in the inspection video, I think it was 8/64 on the high E and the low one. So maybe you can see how high that action is. Turn around there and let you get a look at this side. Yeah, see that? That's at the 12th fret. Very, very high. 8/64 on both E strings at the 12th fret. I'm pretty sure that's what it was. I've got to figure out some way to get this thing off of here, man. The strings are in the way. You have to figure that out, put some more thought into it without cutting it off. You know what I mean? Alright. I talked to the owner. He does not want to do a neck reset on the guitar. We're going to do the alternative and shave the bridge back here. Let me bring it back over there. So what we're going to do, see how there's such a little bit of saddle sticking up out of there. See how a little bit of saddle that is? You can't sand that saddle down anymore and lower the action, because the saddle's going to be lower than the surface of the bridge. So what we're going to do is shave the bridge, this area right here. Just going to take it down. That'll expose more saddle. I'm going to put a new saddle in it too, I think. It'll expose more saddle, and it will give us room to lower that saddle, get the action down lower. I didn't even look at the if it had any relief. Yeah, it's got a little bit of relief in it. Got a ski jump on the end too, so that's going to be a factor in getting how low we can get the action down. I think you want to set it tried at 5/64 on the bass E string, 12th fret, and 4/64 on the high E string, 12th fret. That's where we're going to start anyway. See what happens there. So let me get the strings off of it. I'll bring you over here closer, and we'll get him taped up. Oh yeah, we're going to put a Mitchell's platemate install in this guitar too. So hang around for that. Let me turn you off and get ready. Hold on. Now, just to get an idea, I've already looked at this and it's different all the way across, but tell how deep the we can tell this way how much we cut off. Okay, 204 thousandths right in the center between strings 3 and 4. Let me do it one more time. Well, something went wrong. That can't be right. Just a little notch on the end of this thing. There we go. 243 is what that's saying. 243 thousandths in the very center between strings 3 and 4. Once more. 243. It's different on the sides over here. On both sides are different. This was 1 something. 165 thousandths on the high E side. And I don't know if you guys are seeing. You can even see the 231 here. Let me back you off just a little bit and you can see what I'm talking about. Maybe. I don't know if you can see, if you want to see the numbers or not. Get right back in the center again. 241. See that? So it's lesser down here and lesser on both sides of the saddle. This way we can tell how much we took off of it. I'll also mark the saddle, 246. Always like to triple, quadruple check myself, 243. This is to protect the top of the guitar from the sander. We're going to be sanding this area right here, the complete top. I want to kind of keep that too, that arch in the guitar. In fact, I'm going to get my, of course I wouldn't have them here, get my radius tools and just to gauge that and see what that arch is. It doesn't matter because the radius of the saddle is what matters. It has to match that of the fretboard. This radius is only for looks, but we don't want to just grind it down flat. You know, we kind of keep a curvature in it. make it look nice. Hold on, let me gather my thoughts. It's a very small gathering. You don't want to breathe this rosewood, man. That stuff, you do not want to breathe that. So I've got this fine ingenuity rigged up here to capture the majority of the dust that comes off of that. There'll be some left there. I always try to save that if I can. But I also wanted to say, you know, you don't want to. I've seen a lot of guys do this job and they tilt the sander back for whatever reason. They don't keep it level across the top. Like tilt it this way or this way. You want to keep that flat, you know, level across the top. And like I say, you don't want to breathe that crap, man. So let me get ready here and we'll fire all this stuff up and get started. Got a 600 grit paper on this belt sander, so that's going to do the job rather quickly. Lord have mercy, it is hot in here. So we determined about 240 or 245 is what it was. We already took 40 thousandths off. That fast. No, maybe 20. This is hard to get. There we go. 230. We took about 10 thousandths down. Yeah, 230. Need to go a little bit more. .206. Let's make sure I didn't screw it up again. 207. That looks pretty good. I'm going to stop there for the time being. Now this is a little bit rough right here yet because I think that's 600 grit paper on that belt sander. So I'm going to go over that with about 1,000 grit and just kind of smooth it out like the wings are. But I want to see here, we were at about 240 or 245 thousandths before. 197. I don't know if you can see this. No, you can't see it, can you? Of course. 195. 200. We took roughly 40 thousandths off of it. Okay, here's the old saddle. I marked it. See which ways it goes, like this. I marked it. And if you can see the mark, let me zoom you in. Yeah, if you can see this line, I marked across the saddle. From the line down to the surface of the bridge. That's how much we removed. It's about 40 thousandths. Which is a pretty good bit, actually. But see how high the saddle is now. That gives us plenty of room to drop that saddle down more. And I'm pretty sure it's going to need to go more. Like I say, I'm going to just use this. This has got like about 1,000 grit, I think. I think this is from a job I did before. Trying to do it so you can see. We just want to smooth that down where that rough sandpaper roughed it up pretty good. It's coming loose on that end, but yes, it's working. going to hit the wings a little bit just so it'll all look the same. That's why I'm doing that. You'll never be able to tell this guitar's had a bridge shave. You won't know it. No one will ever know. You got to be very careful when you're doing this that you don't touch that top. So that's what's going on. I'll bring you back as soon as I know more. Hold on. We're also going to install a Mitchell's platemate. There you go. This is a 2 1/8 inch string spacing, standard Martin. I hope that's the right one, because those things have got to be exactly the right size. And here you can see we still got, I had to work on it with that hand sander a little bit to get this. Still have our radius of 14 inches. So that's good. Now, the way to tell if you have exactly the right platemate that you want for your guitar, if you don't have the right size, you don't want to put it in there, because you can really screw up. I need the first pin and the 6th one, okay? And all I'm going to do, I'll probably have to ream these holes out more too, so the pins will go down in them farther, because we removed so much from the top. The way to tell if you got the right platemate or not is put the adhesive side, don't peel it off yet, put the adhesive side up, and you want these little notches in it. See the notches? Of course you want those towards the neck, facing the neck. Okay, and you put in pins 1 and 6, and then you just take the platemate in your hand, stick it back in there. If it's the right size, the first hole for string number 1 will go in number 1, and the 6th hole will go in number 6, and it'll go perfectly. And it did. Yeah, okay, so we got the right one. So we'll go ahead and mount this puppy in there tonight too. Hold on. All you got to do, really, I'll just go ahead and do it right now. Make sure the plates are in there tight. It's got the adhesive on the platemate itself. We'll hold it in there until you can get strings on it, and then of course strings holds it in. See, I'm just peeling off the shit. Put in one pin, pin number 1. Make sure those notches are pointed toward the fretboard, and just slip that puppy into number 1, numero uno, and then bring it around here where you can actually see it. I almost dropped it. Wow. Come on, man. Freaking hands never work when you need them. Okay, there's one. Now just look down in pin 6. I can see the hole. And I stick the pin in there to make sure it does come through. It did. And then all you want to do now is just remove the pins. Well, actually you can leave them in there. And just apply pressure upwards onto the platemate to make it stick. In fact, I'm going to leave the pins in there. That might help it to stick a little bit too. And I'll get you a shot inside here, just in a few. And that's simple as that, folks. Hold on. And there you have it, a Mitchell's platemate installation. You see how the notches I was talking about are facing toward the fretboard. There's the bridge. And it's looking down inside. The bridge plate in this guitar wasn't too bad at all. It was in pretty good shape. It had a little bit of wood missing from it. I cleaned it before I stuck that in there, by the way, with lighter fluid. And, you know, so the tape would stick better. But anyways, there it is, what it looks like. I'm glad that was the right size. People often get these and bring them here, and it's not the right size for the guitar. Then I got to drill them out, and it's just a big pain. Give you a close-up shot of the bridge. It's, I'll have to ream those out. I know I'm going to have to, because the pins don't go in there far enough. It's smoother now, but I need to oil that board. I'm going to oil the fretboard too. I'm not right now, but I'm going to put linseed oil all over that and all over the fretboard as well. So hold on for that. I went ahead and installed the first and 6 strings. And I'll show you down in there one more time what that looks like. Let's see if I can zoom in a little bit. There we go. Mirror is dirty, I think. I don't know if you can see that or not, the way those balls pull up against the platemate. And you know, like I say, the adhesive will hold it in place when you got the strings off. But I wanted to put them on there and get some idea of the saddle height. Look how high that saddle is now. You can see the line I marked on it. But we'll start getting in the ballpark of setting this puppy up with 2 strings on it. Determine how much we got to take off the saddle to lower it. I got another saddle blank here somewhere he sent. I can't find it right now, but it's laying around here somewhere. So I'm going to make a new saddle for it. This is bone. It's got a bone nut in it. And this is bone, and the saddle he sent was bone. So I don't know if which he want to use, but they're both the same thing. This one's already intonated a little bit. We'll find out later if it's right or not. It's hot as the hubs of hell in here. And I don't know how long this video is getting to be. I did a lot of stuff off camera there, just so the video wouldn't be drug out for days or hours, whatever. The next thing we'll do is we'll tune it up a little bit higher, and we'll start taking measurements on the action here to determine how much we can safely remove from the saddle to get the action down the ballpark. Now, we put all 6 strings on it, tune it up to pitch. It's going to have different stress on it than what it's got right now with the strings that loose. So we got to be careful not to take too much off the saddle until we get all 6 strings on it, and then, you know, get it tuned up to pitch and get the proper weight stress on the guitar. And we can measure it again and tell exactly how much to remove. If you remember, if you want your action to drop at the 12th fret, say if you want it to come down 20 thousandths, you got to take twice that amount off of the saddle back here, 40 thousandths. Always, always, always. Well, usually. So I'll show you that when we get to it. I'm not going to do that tonight because, like I said, I don't know how long this video is, and I am burning the hell up. Did a whole lot of work off camera. So anyways, there you go. Next video we'll do that. We'll take measurements, sand the bottom of the saddle down, get the action down, put all the strings back on it, and then check it all again. We've got to set neck relief. That nut action's high too. I can make that play a whole lot easier up here. I checked it with 18 thousandths. It was more than that. Dang, got something in my eye, man. Probably rosewood dust. Anyways, there you go, folks. Thanks for watching. Stay tuned. Part 2 is coming soon on this, and we'll hear it pretty soon. Owner says he wants us to play, you know, easy, but still be pretty loud, and it's going to be, I can tell. If he would put a tusk saddle in there, this thing would roar, man. But it might be an overkill with that Mitchell's platemate. Anyways, thanks for watching. I'm rambling. See you next time. Cheers.